Hi gorgeous, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for joining me here. I hope you've had a beautiful week. It's an interesting time. I do believe there's some interesting psychological, yeah, maybe, astrological things going on, to use a scientific term, and personally, in terms of how I feel into the, let's call the energetic landscape, it's kind of changeable right now, and that would means that you could kind of pick up on many different kind of streams of energy and how they feel, but there's definitely a lot of access to like heavier, more difficult things. I feel like what's been going on over the past few months is people that have been, it's people that are usually feeling like they're very high vibe and feeling great, have been not feeling quite so great, and people that have maybe experiencing kind of low shifting, you know, feeling kind of just different. There's a lot of scope, but I do feel like that we do need to take action in order to experience that change, or to really kind of align with that change. But I also do feel like it can be a bit of a roller coaster experience, as I said, because there's lots of different streams of it's like vibration basically, and it's almost like a kind of rainbow, and it's moving around, so you can kind of like jump between the colors rather than something being kind of steady. It's a bit like, you know, the ocean of vibration is kind of moving a lot. So that can be quite difficult. For some people that creates a lot of, you know, anxiety, because they can kind of feel into that, and it can then make things seem more challenging. But at the same time, as I said, there is also scope in there to have a lot of new experiences and for great things to happen. In general, there's an upward movement towards more. Absolutely. That's what I'm feeling. For those that feel like their destiny, or their happiness, or their full expression of themselves is moving further away, or if they feel far away from that, I really feel like that feeling is because it's becoming more. And therefore, yes, it is kind of more difficult to experience it. So it in a way, it kind of has moved further away, but it's not moved further away. It's almost like if it's become a higher vibration experience, and so to get there just takes a little bit more time, and that's not just dependent on you, that's dependent on all of us. And I don't really like that story, but that's what, as in, it's kind of rubbish. It's kind of like, oh yeah, well, it's gotten better, but that means it's further away. Basically, that's kind of what it feels like when it feels that way. To me, that's what's happening. When in my one-to-ones with the cards, that's what they can often say recently, if it seems like there's a gap. Yeah, okay. I'm going to get the cards out. Oh, I feel like I want to be a bit of free fall. I'm going to do the health, wealth, love, and evolution though. I can feel it. I was like, it was going to be 4 cards anyway, and then I was feeling into it, and I could see 4 cards, and then I was like, oh, it's that. Okay. Cool. Okay. Wow, bottom of the deck is the world. This is the card that keeps coming up when I'm feeling like the world is about completion. It's in alignment with what I just talked about in terms of things becoming more. it's the fullness, the wholeness, the kind of the highest bet, you know, the largest experience, the completion, the wholeness. But it's a very high vibration. It's freedom. It's the experience of freedom. The experience of freedom in all those four corners of the earth, of our experience. We're naked, we're free, we're dancing. In this, the figure in this card is holding these wands. She has two wands. They're the same wands that the magician holds kind of at the beginning at number 1. Not right at the beginning, because the Fool is 0, but you know, at number 1, and this is number 21. And it's fullness and wholeness, and it's become more. We're on the way to this. And if it feels like we're far away from experiencing ourselves and the world in this perfection, it's because it's so huge. And it's perfect because it's everything. That includes the difficult, you know, the beasts of life, the difficulties of life. You know, it's not all roses, but it's everything. It's a full spectrum. So, health card for this week is the 6 of Swords. Okay, so that's quite difficult. But it is saying that things are getting better. So swords can be, you know, they can be a little bit resistant. They kind of feel like resistance. So it's like things are getting better, but we can't really necessarily see our way. I feel like this is about, you know, the swords are kind of about logic and science. And I feel like logic and science, the scientific, or maybe even like the stereotypical or the usual medical kind of guidance is not actually what's going to be helpful. That's going to get in the way of us experiencing ourselves as healthy. Because, you know, this card is about, yes, things are getting better. We can get to a better place. We are getting to a better place in terms of our health, but it also symbolizes that those swords are thoughts about things, are logical thoughts, or trying to apply logic to the thoughts we have about that, is creating an experience of a kind of anxiety and of not knowing. So it's like the more we try to know, the less we can really experience things as they truly are, really. And again, it's kind of a message to be intuitive and to take responsibility for your own health. Because again, there's this person, yes, that there is somebody to aid. There is somebody to aid, but they're behind you. You know, it's almost like, if you look to science ahead of you, if you look to what you can see, that's not really going to feel that great. But if you turn around and look to something deeper, then that's what's actually that's what's actually helping you. This is really kind of fascinating. Actually, this card and what this has to say about that. It's and also I want to highlight how important physiological health is to a quote unquote spiritual experience or a life, all experience. We cannot ignore that the body is the vehicle that we have to experience ourselves within, and to understand the way that it works and what is best for it is extremely important. And this is why I talk about this. Second card, the wealth card for this month, is the Ace of Cups. Wow. So this is a powerful message about love. The Ace of Cups very much represents unconditional love for me. And this is a new beginning. But as soon as that card came out, I felt like it was saying, well, love is what's going to give us abundance. And I love that that's there, because I don't feel as though that's always been the way. But it's saying if you're brave enough to be loved, to love unconditionally, to seriously let go of all your ideas about what you think love should be, or you think life should be, or what you think wealth should be for you in your life, and you just tune into that endless flow of love that is just what life is made of, then that's where you're going to find your experience of wealth. It is an ace. It is a new beginning. It's saying that there's new love coming in, and it's a very high vibration. And I like that high love vibration is in the kind of wealth position, in the experience of the abundance position, and also in quite a material position, because it's saying that there's room in the material world for this high vibration of love. And this is really, really powerful for us all. So, follow your heart is the kind of cliched message, but it really is. It's not even follow your heart. It's it's let love lead. Let love lead. And it will flow. And it's kind of like relax into that flow, and that's where all that abundance is, and everything that you want to experience in that physical, material way as well. Love card is the 3 of Cups. Interesting. So it's saying include more people in your experience of love. Traditionally, it's about celebration, having a good time, relaxing, joy, spending time with maybe other women and other women. And it's also about sharing. I really feel like it's about sharing. And the message is, don't be afraid to share the one that you love, or the ones that you love, with other people. It's about a communal experience of love. And that doesn't mean, huge orgies. It's not in that regard, though, we're free to experience love in whichever way we wish, as long as we are truly connected to it. But it's more about sharing it with other people, as in telling the story, like sharing your love with others, truly talking about it. Cups is, again, this it's emotion. And for me, it's communication. It's about, we can't be together if we're not really communicating. And I feel like it's saying communicate your love to the world. That's how I feel like it kind of gets anchored in our experience, through the power of the word and the power of sharing. Also, it's not just speaking about it, though. It's being it and sharing it. Being it and talking about your true love and sharing it with others is very, very important. And understanding that nobody can take your love away from you. It's impossible. So it's endlessly there to be shared with others in joy, and to have fun together. Because when we're not afraid, we can really be present, really be generous, and really have a good time together. And I feel like that's what that card is saying. And then the evolution card for this week is the 6 of Cups. People returning from the past, those deep soul connections. Wipe the slate clean. I feel like this card is about, it's about timelessness. It can be about past lives. So it's about connections that go beyond this life. So in order to experience that, the best thing to do is to just relax your ideas about what you know, because the love is beyond your current experience. So it's just wipe the slate clean. So it's it's almost like when you first meet someone that you feel like you have a soul connection to. When you first meet them and you have this experience of, I kind of know you, or there's something there that's beyond, you know, what that makes them different from other people in terms of when you first meet them. That rush of kind of feeling of recognition, that can be, that you can have that at any time if you forget everything you know or you think you know about your partner, about your love. This is about love and partnership in that evolution place. It's about soulmates, let's say. It's saying spend time with those people that you know beyond this life, you know, beyond the story of you here now, that you can feel within you. It's amazing. And we don't really think about this enough, I don't think. How some people we choose as friends, lovers, you know, or anybody we meet, really. I mean, nothing is coincidence. There are billions of people on this earth, and all the variables that mean that you meet this person or you speak to this person. I often say everyone you meet is your soulmate, because the chances of you meeting them are kind of 1 in 7 billion every day. So, you know, there was a 1 in 7 billion chance of you meeting this person. But then again, it's like, who the people that we feel this connection to. This is what it's highlighting, and it's saying go to those people. But if you want to really experience the connection, you have to really forget about everything you think you know about them. And that's what's going to help you to reconnect with that truth, with that life. It's about death and rebirth, as for me, the Six of Cups as well. It's got white lilies in it. It's about life beyond death. And it's about love beyond death. So, you know, it has that kind of past life connection. It's not about dead or alive. Or, you know, it's timeless. It's about timeless love, timeless connection. It's about really seeing eye to eye, truly. And it's about harmony, balance, and again, communication. Lots and lots of cups going on. So this week is about connecting to the way that you truly feel, truly feel. Connecting to what one might call, people call spirit, or the Holy Spirit. And it's really just the force of love. It's very, very powerful. People don't really, I think, have the experience enough of this true, powerful force of love to know that it's a very powerful force. It's a force. It's life force itself, and it can do many, many, many things. It's essentially it's like power itself. So the closer we get to that, the more kind of energy and fuel we have for our destiny to unfold in us, in our life, here and now. It's very dependent upon the here and now, that card. It's saying, I don't know anything about you, you don't know anything about me, then we can see one another. Because that's what happens when we first meet people, when we know nothing, and we have that experience. That's how you rekindle love, is by not knowing anything about yourself or another. Because then that connection, those soul connections, just become apparent. And that's all we kind of become interested in. We can feel that again and rekindle that experience of connection beyond what we know. Okay, so I'm going to put these away, and then I'm going to record the masculine feminine reading for this week. Usually I do it first, but this week I felt I wanted to do this one first. So check that out on Vimeo. I also wanted to mention that anyone that's in an unconditional love relationship, which is kind of what these three cards seem to be discussing this week, I did a live 2-hour yearly forecast, predictive forecast, and it was for everything, and it just became all about this and how it's going to work out this year, and it was really profound, and there was a huge amount of information that came through. So this 2-hour session has a huge amount of information for what's going to happen throughout the year. 12 cards for the whole year, and it's, you know, very detailed. But then there's in between, there's a whole lot of information about kind of how things work. So that is available as well, and I'll put the link below. To access the replay recording is a huge amount of information, as I said. So those two things. If you are having a hard time of it, I just send you my love and give you a big hug. And this doesn't kind of say this like hard times coming, but it's more like I feel like we really have to feel. We're being moved into feeling, and sometimes that can be quite difficult when we feel as though life is built around, you know, things that we know, and the unknown, the feeling side of life is really trying to happen. Sometimes those feelings can be uncomfortable. It can bring up a lot of uncomfortable feelings. So if you're going through any of that, I just want to send you a big love stream. And you're beautiful and amazing and so much more awesome than you know, because you can't really truly see yourself. I promise you, you're even in your best thoughts of yourself, you can't see how beautiful you are. That's one of the blessings of being human, is that we need other people to see us, so that we can then really see and know ourselves. So don't forget that. Make sure you get some really great mirrors, some really great soul connections that can really show you who you are. Every single part of you, some things great, some things not. But to see yourself is freedom. So much love to you. You rock my world. Thank you so much. Happy New Year again, and I will see you again next week. In this week's full masculine and feminine reading, there is a huge influx of divine truth, for want of a better word, that comes through for the masculine, that causes a huge shift in his life. This is quite huge, and there's big change for both parties. See you in a sec.